Breaking news, champs, we just got confirmation on why Shakur Stevenson had such a bad performance against Edwin de los Santos. Shakur Stevenson did an interview with Everything Boxing, and he states he did not just have one injury, he had two injuries going into the de los Santos fight. And not just that, he has paperwork from the hospital proving this. And that's the topic we're gonna talk about next. But before we get into the show, if you guys are not subscribed, please punch and knock out that subscription button. That way you'll never see it again. And ding that notification bell. That way you'll never miss any of my new boxing videos. Alright guys, let's get to the round. Ding, ding. Alright champs, let's get started. As we all know, Shakur Stevenson is one of the most hated boxers today. And not just that, I believe he is one of the most avoided fighters today as well. I do not blame any boxer. It does not take a genius to see how talented and great this guy is. Sorry Shakur, I did not mean great. Don't take offense, I meant special. Shakur Stevenson is a very special fighter, and I don't see anybody beating 100% healthy Shakur Stevenson. Okay, we all know that no boxer ever goes into the ring 100%. But when Shakur Stevenson is at his best, I don't see anybody beating Shakur Stevenson. Now Tank Davis, I think Shakur Stevenson schools Tank Davis and gives him a boxing lesson. Shakur Stevenson will make Tank Davis look average. As we all seen, Abdul Wahid sometimes doesn't look so good against less talented opponents. But on Tank's defense, he has a lot of power in both hands. So if Tank catches you clean, you will get knocked out. I also believe Shakur Stevenson would have beaten Devin Haney at 135. And I'm not just saying that because Devin Haney refused to give Shakur Stevenson a stare down at one of Devin Haney's fights. Actually, Devin Haney left the ring refusing to give Shakur Stevenson a stare down. So I do believe at 135 Shakur Stevenson is a better fighter than Devin Haney. And at 140, I still think Devin Haney is a better fighter overall, because at 135, Devin Haney used to get tired a lot and he used to clinch a lot. And I used to see a lot of holes in Devin Haney's game plan. As we all seen Devin Haney at 140, he did not get tired with the Regis fight and he did not even clinch once. But if Shakur Stevenson moves up to 140, he will also be a better version of himself at 140. It's not like Shakur Stevenson is gonna weigh at 135 and Devin Haney is going to weigh at 140. So they will both be fighting at 140. Shakur Stevenson at his best with no injuries, I see him beating everybody. Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Devin Haney. And Gervonta Tank Davis as well. I actually see Shakur Stevenson beating Ryan Garcia pretty easily at that. To keep it 100, I think everybody beats Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and Shakur Stevenson. I see Ryan Garcia matching up better with Matias, Rolly Romero, and Barroso. So everyone was saying how great Shakur Stevenson was until he fought Edwin de los Santos. Because Shakur Stevenson did not look good in the fight was boring and had very little action. They actually broke the record for the least punches thrown in a boxing fight. I remember a lot of boxers were making fun of them and they said that it was extremely hard to do, including Ryan Garcia. So the whole boxing world thought Shakur Stevenson was done and exposed. Even Frank Martin tweeted, "Shakur is food," and Frank Martin had dug Shakur Stevenson. Not only did he dug Shakur, he was gonna make $1 million. That's way more than any of his other paydays up to date. Frank Martin ended up fighting somebody else for $70,000. I was pretty confused. I thought Frank Martin starred in the Mighty Ducks. Okay, let's get to the injuries. Mark Kriegel has stated that Shakur Stevenson had two injuries going into the De Los Santos fight. And also, Bob Arum has stated the same thing. but nobody believed them, but they both stated that they had a hand injury and a shoulder injury, and the injuries were so bad that they wanted to cancel the fight. But Shakur insisted on going through with the fight. But I also noticed as the fight got closer and closer, when Shakur did an interview on how he was going to beat the fight, he just says, whatever I gotta do to get the win. I thought that was kinda weird because Shakur Stevenson is known to talk smack. So when he got actually in the ring with Santos, he did not throw his left or his right punches. So something was up. At least on the Nakatila fight, he dropped Nakatila. That means he threw punches. On the De Los Santos fight, he only averaged 17 punches per round. And everybody was stating he was just scared to get countered by Santos because Santos has power. Now I get when Shakur Stevenson said, whatever I gotta do to win the fight, he just used his ring IQ and his defense, which was a lot better than Santos' defense and ring IQ. I know that Los Santos was not injured, and I don't know why he did not capitalize on Shakur Stevenson's injuries. Santos made the fight boring as well. He could have been more aggressive. So Shakur got fed up by the haters stating that he's not that good, and he got exposed by Santos. So Shakur did an interview with Everything Boxing, and he actually sent him the doctor proof that he was actually injured. So he was not just injured on his left side, he was injured on his right side as well. On his right side, he had a torn legrum going down all the way to his bicep, and that has something to do for him not throwing right punches because it hurted him to throw the right punch. And on his left hand, he had a torn muscle on his middle finger. So Shakur Stevenson had 2 MRIs on November 30th, one on his right shoulder and one of his left hand. And he had 2 surgeries. So Shakur Stevenson, Bob Arum, and Kriegel were not lying. I never really thought they were, but that does not excuse Edwin de los Santos. Was Edwin injured too? Why did he not take advantage? And De Los Santos was actually the guy that called out Shakur Stevenson. Why would he call him out if he didn't think he could beat him? I believe Tank, Teo, and Haney would have took advantage of Shakur Stevenson's injuries. And that is the only way I think they will beat Shakur. Shoot, I even think Ryan Garcia would have beaten Shakur like that. But Shakur Stevenson does want a rematch with Santos, and if he does get the rematch, I see Shakur Stevenson beating the ish out of Edwin de los Santos because I believe he would have a chip on his shoulder and he would like to prove to the boxing world it was both injuries. I believe if he was just injured on one side, he will be able to fight with the other side, similar to how Tank fought Pitbull Cruz. Like that, the fight probably would have been competitive and fun. What do you guys think about Shakur Stevenson's injuries? Do you guys think he's lying or he is telling the truth? I think he's telling the truth. Comment below and I'll write to everyone back. If you guys like the show, like, subscribe, share the video, and that's it for me, champs. I gotta roll.